afternoon, New Orleans District. This is Colonel Murphy, and today I'm filming from the Catfish Point control structure on the Mermentau Basin. This is our most remote project. We had to drive 3.5 hours southwest from the district. Then I had to get on a boat and ride 30 minutes to come out here to this fascinating project. It's on the Mermentau River, and you might think, hey, this is a flood risk management structure just because it's so close to the coast. But it's not. That's not its primary purpose. The Catfish Point control structure really controls saltwater intrusion, because the big deal for the state of Louisiana is it protects hundreds of thousands of acres of farms, of rice farms and crawfish farms. Who doesn't like crawfish? Who doesn't want to buy crawfish for cheap? Well, this structure works in conjunction with 5 of our other control structures down here in southwest Louisiana to really prevent saltwater intrusion from the Gulf due to tidal influence up into the freshwater Mermentau Basin. So every day, 365 days a year, it's operating. The majority of the traffic that comes through here is recreational traffic, fishing traffic, but the lock's primary purpose is, again, to prevent that saltwater intrusion. It's got a small crew. It's fascinating because this crew stays on site. When we get back there, what I want to show you is, hey, these guys live out here in a core constructed house, and they live out here for about 6 days at a time and operate the structure. And you can believe it, it was built in 1951. It's got 3 56-foot bays. Really, one of them is primarily used to pass traffic. The other 2 are one's an alternate, and one is a just for flood control. But again, the primary purpose is to control that saltwater intrusion. For $1.6 million, we couldn't even maintain it for that here in today's money. But it's operated non-stop. The lock master for Catfish Point control structure is also the lock master for the Calcasieu River saltwater barrier. But I'm really excited to be here. In just a minute, we'll interview, and I'll show you a little bit more of the project. We'll talk to Stephen Vance. All right, good afternoon again, New Orleans District. So, visiting Catfish Point control structure today. You know, it took a long time to get out here. It's our most remote control structure. We came out here, it's so remote. We ate lunch with the employees, and I got a chance to talk with them. Over 66 years of military experience out here. We have Marine Corps experience, Air Force experience, Navy experience. Well, I'm sitting here with Stephen Vance, and he represents 6 years in the Navy. And it wasn't just in the Navy. He was a nuclear submariner. If you know anything about the Navy and service on nuclear submarines, it takes being a really smart guy and a dedicated guy to be doing that. So, Stephen, thanks for being here with us today. I appreciate your service. So we talked about saltwater intrusion, and that's the primary purpose of this structure. How does that work? How do you operate the structure to prevent saltwater intrusion, to protect the farms?
Whenever the water is higher than 2.2 mean low Gulf, we open the gates to allow the fresh water out. Whenever the tide is coming in from the Gulf, we shut the gates, and that prevents the salt water from going any further north.
So this is something you're doing 365 days a year?
Absolutely, yes sir.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the structure. How many people work here? Do they live on site in the house? How do they get groceries? You know, what is life like for an operator out here at our most remote structure? We
have 4 employees out here. We have 3 operators and 1 mechanic. The mechanic works a 4-10 shift. He comes in on Monday, leaves on Thursday. The operators work a 7 and 7 shift, so they work a 7 days on, 7 days off, and they actually live out here. Anything that they would need, groceries, toiletries, any clothing, anything like that, they bring to the site. Now they do have rooms at the site where they do leave clothes and other things like that. But anything that they need, they have to boat it in and out.
Wow, so the guys who are out here, it's been really impressive. 2 of them have worked here for 20 years straight. Stephen worked here for 12 years before he applied for and was selected as the lockmaster. So a lot of experience. These guys come out with Hurricane Cristobal rolling in. They'll provide a essential service. Again, as that the hurricane pushes salt water, they'll have the barrier closed so all that doesn't go up into the Mermentau Basin. So what do you enjoy most? You worked out here for 12 years. You're now the lockmaster. What do you enjoy most about being out here in such a remote area?
It may sound funny to people, but I enjoy the remoteness. I'm not a city guy. I was born and raised out in this area, hunting, fishing. I enjoy the wildlife. I enjoy getting up in the morning, drinking coffee on the porch, and watching the ducks fly by during duck season, and people catching fish whenever the fish are here.
We even enjoyed catfish for lunch that they caught in the river.
OB206 Catfish, giving you a heads up.
And case in point, the lock is always operating. So do you see many alligators and snakes out here? Last question.
Absolutely, all the time. Alligators you see them crossing the yard. Snakes, when you walk out there, you'll see them on the rocks. Actually have some live in the house sometime. We'll catch them in there.
All right, not good, not good. Well, New Orleans District, thanks so much for spending a little time with us. Stephen, thanks so much for what you and your crew do for us. We wish you all the best, especially with Cristobal rolling in. This is the last question. So with Cristobal rolling in, what do you do to prepare for a hurricane? Do you maintain guys at the structure because it's so remote?
We'll maintain some guys out here, and when they evacuate Lower Cameron Parish, 3 hours after the end of the time limit for the evacuation, we will stay here, and then we will move everybody out of here. We'll move our boats and our people out of here and move them into higher ground.
All right, great. Well, I'm glad to hear you guys be safe. All right, New Orleans District, thanks so much for watching.